What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show, Late Night with Gray. How was everybody doing this evening? I was thinking about something earlier, and I was like, the folks that come in and hang out on the late show, you guys are some hardcore subscribers, man, because it's late on the East Coast, and I'm just thinking the people that pop in on this show are truly, truly appreciate you guys hanging in with me in this late evening when I do this on the late nights. You guys I've been doing this for a while now, and a lot of you folks come and join in. All right, so let me say hello to some of you folks out there, like we like to do. It is Thursday, so let's take a little bit of a break and say hello to some of you subscribers out there. So I truly appreciate you guys. We got South Florida DCL in the house, and this one, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can get this name right. Plus Clement, yeah, you're messing with me. I wish I could put that up on the screen. Oh man, I can't pronounce your name, man. Plus Salamichos. But anyways, I appreciate you. And I do apologize for butchering your name. McBean is in the house. Prepper Cowboy, Ark Wildman Survival. Barbara's in the house as well. Hey, look, GreyMan's in the house. Prepper Cowboy, Mama Bear J15, Sharon Ingold, good to see you. Who else do we got in here tonight? Trying to scroll through. Joni, what is up? Good to see you, Joni. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Man City? Good to see you. I hope it's good, right? I hope the show is good. Oh man. Hey Dale, how you doing tonight? All right. Who else do we got in here? Let me see. Shadow Scout Sweet, all the way coming in from Sweden. Good morning to you, brother. Good evening here, and good morning to you there. Scott, what is up, brother? 419 in North Carolina. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, man. Colleen Rich, Susan Peters. Who else do we got? Milo on the ready. Snakebite, good to see you as well. Voodoo Queen. Always love to see Voodoo Queen, man. If you guys haven't checked out Voodoo Queen, some of the postings she's doing on the Discord, man, you are missing out, man. The information there is awesome. All right, who do we got else? So we got Little Miss Prepper. Hey, how you doing tonight? Michelle's in the house. I guess you changed your name, Michelle, to Mitten Prepper Veteran. Good to see you. Creative Redundancy. I'm a Survivor. Who else do we got in here tonight? Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. I'm scrolling. What's up, Yarn? Good to see you as always. Andrew. Hello from Knoxville, Tennessee, Baba Ellis. I'm getting there, folks. Don't worry. Stick with me. Elizabeth, good to see you as well. Let me see. Who else do we have? I'm scrolling through. Flyover State. Nancy's in the house. Nancy Seelman. Libby Lauderdale is also here. Kevin Grip is in the house. W. Farrar, what is up? Who else do we got? David McClellan, Terry Very, Tara Smiles. James Davis, Rhonda Willis, Dale Cobb, Gelton Inc., Diane Polk, Valerie Aponte, James Davis, Rhonda Willis, CNC Farms, Empress Kimberly. I got you, Elizabeth. Mary Beth, hello from Arizona. Awesome. Good to see you as well. Let me see. Am I missing anybody? Janine W., I see you there. Silly Eagle. Just backing up a little bit because the chat jumped on me. You know how that goes sometimes. My dog eats jeans. Good to see you as well. Nature Girl's in the house. YouTube Licks. That's a crazy name. Oh, man. From Reno, Nevada. And Rhonda is from California. What's up, Pony Girl? And I think I got everybody. In here so far. We got 83 folks in chat. 63 thumbs up. Not too bad. Not too bad to start off the show. Well, folks, I have to do this video because I pondered this the night before, and me and Harvey were talking in Discord. And hey, Tara, Richard Moore checking in. Good to see you, Jan. Good to see you this evening. And a lot of people are focused on the gas prices. And I got some. What's up, Brian Barbie? I got some I guess I hate having depressing stuff to talk about, right? But it's stuff that we need to be aware of in general, because some of us don't get all the information. We only get a little bit of here, a little bit of there, depending on the channels you watch, if you watch any TV and stuff like that. So you get some of the pieces, oh man. And so I'm here to try to put some of those pieces together for you guys and show you some things. Something just popped up just as I was getting ready to do the stream, so I added it to my little notes here. But I want to show you guys some stuff because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And people are hyper focused on the gas prices, which it should be, because it's going to be hitting our pockets. And here's the crazy thing about gas prices. People are typing in hey, it's $4.19 here. Here in my area, On the way home, I looked at the gas prices at 3 gas stations. $4.39. Extremely high. It's jumped at least 75 cents in the last week. And yes, but if you add in inflation to the gas prices are a lot higher than you would assume them to be. They're up in more like the $6 range when you add inflation, maybe even a little higher at this point. CNC Farms, $3.99 for regular, $4.22 for premium, $4.69 and diesel. And diesel is just, man, it's getting crazy out there, folks. It wasn't me. I was behaving. Right on, Mike. Gelton, yep, $4.29 here in Florida. Yeah, Gelton, I'm in Florida as well. In the east central coast of Florida. Brian Barbie says $4.30 in Jersey Shore. Mitten says $4.23 to $4.89 in the Mitten state. 50% inflation. Yeah, if you add inflation, folks, the gas prices are even higher. And here's what I've been trying. Jan says $4.29 there. Joni Friel's $4.59 today from $3.99 yesterday. Man, that is a huge jump, Joni. $5.19 Dale for diesel in Tuscan, Arizona. Man, it goes up about 10. Yes, you can see you're absolutely right. What's up, Seabass? Good to see you. $7 a gallon in Ontario. Wow, Terry, that is crazy. $4.69 in Anchorage, $4.49 in Washington. 12 miles to the east of me, $3.94. 12 miles to the west of me, $4.59. That's a little bit of a difference, McBean. What did I say? I'm crazy, but this stuff is beyond me. Right on, Mike. Diane says Plaque $3.59 last week, $4.59 or $4.59 yesterday. Yeah, it's Northeast Idaho's coming in at $4.09. Illinois is at $4.69. Flyover $4.29 on mid-grade yesterday. GreyMan is $4.09 here from Andrew. Devils is saying $5.79 in South Cali, Southern California. $4.30 in Utah. $4.40 in NYPA border. Let me see, who else do we got? $6 a gallon in Northern California. God, California's getting out of there. Milo's $4.59 to $4.99 in Phoenix. Kaylin says Central Iowa gas prices is under $4. And Dragon coming with the massive super chat. Man, truly appreciate that support, brother. Jeez, you know you didn't have to do that, but it's very, very much appreciated. Dragon coming with a super chat. Take Little Miss Gray and Lady Gray out to dinner with inflation. That would be, 3 Happy Meals? At this point, Dragon, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Dragon. Truly appreciate that super chat, brother. And I know I haven't been expecting super chats, to be honest with you, from you folks, because I know there's some people out there. It's very, very, very tight out there. Very, very tight. So I'm depending on the YouTubes and my members. My members are holding it down, man. You guys are taking care of the Gray family here on the channel. So every little bit helps, you know what I mean? And I pour everything back into the channel. Speaking of which, we'll be doing a giveaway soon. A company is going to have me do a review on their product, and they said, we want to give you 3 more for a giveaway. So I will announce that when I do that product review, that it's going to be a giveaway. The giveaway will be on Thursday night. And I've been thinking I might add a little something to the pot too. So for you Thursday night folks that hang out in here, sometime this month, there's going to be a giveaway going on. So look forward to that. Probably more towards the end of the month. But I figured I'd let you know because they're making sure that they have the products to make sure that they have the giveaway all set up. So yeah, Hawaii trip, right? My doggy Sheen. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. So folks, I guess let's get right into it, man. Allison, someone say giveaway, right, Allison? I haven't done one in a while. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you. Saw 5 chicken nuggets at Walmart for $9.48. That is insane, Ethel. Oh man, $3.69 from Northwest Missouri from Voodoo Queen. You should keep some of the money for your new land. Yeah, Yarn, I've been, I just love to give back to my viewers. And someone had mentioned that to me as well in regards to, that you're going to need money for your homestead, drilling and stuff like that. So we'll see how it plays out. I'll look at the numbers at the end of each month and take a percentage out, for the land and stuff like that. Just a very giving kind of person, I guess you can say. I love to give back because without you guys, there would be no Gray, to be honest with you. What was I thinking of? I wanted to ask you guys something because I've been looking at a lot of YouTubes and there's a lot of, I'm not trying to down anybody, but there's a lot of fear stuff coming out of YouTube lately, and political stuff and current events and stuff like that. And I do that. I go over a lot of current events as well, sometimes in the live streams. But I wanted to do a small, what's it called? Right, Devils? Right, Mike? I wanted to do a quick thing because I always like to every once in a while ask you, the viewers, for your opinion on stuff, and I want you to answer this this poll honestly. Let me put up the poll, and I'll explain it here in a second. I got it on my notepad so that you guys, so I can make myself easy to paste, cut and paste. It better let me paste. Basically, it's a poll that says penny for your thoughts. And the reason I'm putting this poll together is because I'm really curious what you guys think about certain stuff that I produce on the channel. So every once in a while, I like to get your feedback to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is making my viewers happy. So the viewers, the poll's called penny for your thoughts. I want you guys to answer honestly. Do you guys like the diversity on the channel? Do you like having the Sunday shift report, the gear reviews, you know, the interviews, the preparedness videos, the prepper hauls, you know, the informationals and all that stuff like that? Or do you just want strictly prepping? So I'm going to throw that up and let you guys, that'll bounce around for about a half hour. I'll let that, you guys play around with that. And just to kind of get a little feedback from you guys, you know. Where is a free homestead? Cut me in, right, Mike? That would be awesome. I wish I was wealthy. I would love to have all my Grey family on a nice big old open homestead. You know what I mean? A community that's all like-minded. That would be very, very awesome. Saying the same thing. Yeah, Pony Girl, I understand that exactly. I appreciate that. You guys are always very supportive. One thing I do want to yes to the shift reports. Everything else, right on, Mitten. Right on, Mitten. Like I said, you guys have always been extremely supportive. What's a penny? Yeah, right. My dog eats jeans. So this has been floating around for, this popped up today. And I want to show you how politicians, you know, and I'm starting off the show with a little bit of weirdness, right? This came up on my feed, and I noticed it's been floating around. A lot of you, have you guys seen the whole Lindsey Graham thing? You know, I had a guy come into my shop. He's like, I really like Lindsey Graham. And I'm like, yeah, but he's a politician. You know, maybe he's done some good. Maybe he's done some bad. I don't know. But when I saw this, I wanted to share with you folks to see what your thoughts were on this whole thing. So I'm going to bring it up on the screen and get your thoughts on this. Because what he was saying on Fox News the other day is totally different with this. Now, I don't know the date of this video. I don't really know nothing about it. Diversity, but me personally, I don't watch gear or guns. Understandable, Yarn. Very understandable. Everybody has their preferences. That's why I figure my channel being diverse gives people who like the news, gives people who like the reviews, gives people who likes the food preps, you know, kind of a little bit of everything, cooking, gardening. I love doing all that. And I feel it all equates to preparedness, be it if it's an informational or if it's a review or whatever it might be. I think it all equates to make the channel what it is. But anyways, let me throw this up here. I'm going to pause it real quick. And let me know what you guys think. Make sure the volume's up. And I try it. That's awesome, Chief. Good to see you as well. So here's this little clip from Lindsey Graham.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation, because what's not to like? And he's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics.
Is that right?
He is as good a man as God ever created.
What was that? What was that, folks? What was that? Thank you, Sunset. Yeah, Glenna Hayes. Yeah, and rainstorms, right? Remember, he was McCain in Ukraine, and yeah, exactly, Dragon. CNC, yeah, I've been seeing that as well. Some people have been set up to almost $300 a barrel. I figured that's how you guys would act and say. What's up, Texas T? Good to see you as well. Yep, Voodoo Queen, exactly. Exactly, Joni. He does flip-flop. Whatever suits his political career is where he goes. So when I saw that, I wanted to share with you, my viewers, in case any of you guys were speculative on, like, politicians, man. Politicians are just like, man, they upset the crap out of me, man. Yeah, right, Silly Eagle? I agree, Mitten. I do 100% agree. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of this live stream, because here it is, guys. And I pray and I hope that you guys are stacking it to the rafters. I'm praying that you guys are stocking food, water, and all your supplies, because the cost is going to start skyrocketing. Think about this, folks. In the last 2 years, the supply chain has been heavily affected, right? You know, the health crisis created a bunch of issues. the growing season. If you guys watch Ice Age Farmer and a few other folks out there, they've been talking about our crops and how things are playing out. Right on, Crystal. Jackie Perez, good to see you. Yeah, right. So we have already had a huge hit, a blow to our crops, right? So I want to show you a couple things, because gas prices not only affects us, the people in our pockets, but gas prices are going to really affect everything that we consume, because everything in this country uses gas. I don't, and they can talk about this whole Green New Deal, and I don't want to even get into that. It's ridiculous. And I'll probably get smacked by the powers that be, but it's funny because to mine the lithium for the batteries needed for the electric cars takes coal, gas, and fuel. But anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic. Anyway, so gas and oil and diesel and all that stuff like that. I agree, Voodoo. All that stuff like that, right? So I was watching an interview with a couple of farmers, and farmers said that there's a lot of things happening. So then when the farmers having issues with fuel, buying fuel to fuel their tractors and whatnot, the truckers are going to be paying more for the fuel. The distributors are going to be paying more for the fuel. So where do you think, who's going to cover that cost? It's we, the consumers. So you're going to see food prices. I've heard one of the farmers say that bread, wheat, flour, all that stuff might jump up 25, 30% from where it is. So think about the food that you might have stockpiled now. It's like having gold at this point, because the values increase so much on the food that you've been stocking for, let's say, a year, 2 years, or however many years you've been doing it. So I'm going to bring up an article and do how I usually do. If I can get my mouse to work with me here, and bring up my screen. Let's take a look at this. I want to kind of, it says, what causes the prices to spike in 2022? Most of us know what causes these spikes, right? Anyways, it says, we have concluded for some time now, various causes are fueling the seemingly unending crisis, as they like to say, unending crisis, and in particular supply chain issues. Labor shortages, overall high demand across the U.S. have contributed to impending price hikes. And as we look ahead to the new year, it seems inflation rates will continue to profoundly affect the food service industry, leading to a rise in food prices. So this article was done, I think, back in November, December, right? And inflation is, of course, at a 40-year high. I think it's at 7.9%. And here in this article, they're saying 6.8, but that was back in December. So in this article, the main thing I wanted to pull out of this article, if I can find my mouse here, it says, which items will have the highest prices? Food prices are expected to reach a record in 2022, but how will this affect restaurants and similar establishments? To answer this concern, look at essential items and ingredients expected to become more expensive due to ongoing supply chain issues. So firstly, prices for vegetables, potatoes, celery, but also fruits, eggs, dairy, steaks, and chicken are likely to see a price increase owing to an overall higher freight cost. Additionally, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. And then it goes into beer and liquor, but most people can deal without beer and liquor. So basically, they were predicting back in December the price hikes. This is before the whole fuel thing became a play. So they were predicting things are going to be record-breaking numbers, right? Now, if you add this whole fuel cost thing in, that's going to make it even worse. So it's exacerbating the situation, and inflation continues to go. I wanted to look at gas prices. I had this map up, and it kind of shows, like, you guys were in chat. You guys can see, some of the places where gas is. And of course, California is killing the game at $5.69 on average. The U.S. average is at $4.31. What did I say? Here is $4.39. Florida's in the red now. Some of you states out here, your Midwestern states, are doing a little bit better than us. I think, let me see who's doing the best. It looks like the Midwest states are probably doing the best. Yeah. And you figure Texas is doing pretty good, but Midwest has it beat. So what I wanted to talk about there and kind of, everybody's talking about the Keystone pipeline, right? Thank you, Texas T, for becoming a member. Truly appreciate the support, brother. Sorry, I can't, it's hard to watch. Yeah, remember 2020 prices? Exactly, Jelton. Right on, Mama Bear. So everybody's been saying, why don't we get the Keystone pipeline going? That would help us become more energy efficient. So I was like, okay. So I started digging into that. And I wanted to know, why isn't the Keystone, other than corn pop, not, letting it go? Well, come to find out, in this article here, it says the Keystone XL developer says it's too late to restart the pipeline project. And I'm like, too late? What's going on? They're already $8 billion in debt, or $8 billion put into this, right? I hate these pop-ups. Anyways, so it says the crunch at the gas pump, exacerbated by the Russian invasion of Ukraine, has led to calls in conservative circles to restart the controversial Keystone XL pipeline. And you can see how they say controversial, so this is probably more of a left-leaning news article. Anyways, it says the cross-border multi-billion-dollar project fell victim to partisan politics in early days of the Corn Pop's administration. It wasn't partisan politics. It was Corn Pop. He's the one, I think it was day 2, he put a stop to the Keystone pipeline. So not only did he throw away $8 billion that was already invested into it, not only did he people lose their jobs over that, right? And get basically terminated the contract. Not only did he take us away from trying to go our goals of being energy independent from other countries, but also there was little like places, the people that built like hotels and stuff to house the pipeline workers, restaurants and stuff like that. Now these places are like ghost towns. So this was a very impactful situation for a lot of folks. Anyways, it says, let me see, where did I want to see it? He says TC Energy, which is the Canadian company that is the developer of the Keystone XL, he said he poured cold water on the idea of it ever getting back up and running on Tuesday, which is earlier in the week, telling the Washington Examiner the Keystone XL pipeline project was terminated in June 2021 and will not proceed. So our hopes of getting the Keystone pipeline back up and running is looking very, very, very nil. It says a monumental decision to walk away from the $8 billion project came at the devastating cost to communities that pin their hopes and investments on the success of this massive venture. To use for an example, South Dakota hotel owner Lori Cox, who bought a 2-story hotel in Midland and housed pipeline workers for the project, was pulled. Said that although it was exciting to think about the pipeline coming back, it's hard not to see the writing on the wall. She recently drove past some of the man camps built to accommodate thousands of skilled workers hired to build the pipeline. Mostly abandoned work sites left little hope for comeback. It's like a ghost town, folks. A ghost town. Anyways, it goes into a lot more detail, right? Basically saying that the investors are done. No matter what happens at this point, it's like 95% they're not going to put this pipeline back together. So when I learned of that, I was like, man, that's a huge blow to our country, all because of politics, specifically the current administration. Absolutely, absolutely horrible. The Bitter Critter, good to see you. Control of the food, control of the people, control the oil, control. Yeah, exactly, Joni. Keystone would carry tar sands crude not suitable for refining into gasoline. Well, Kaylin, from my understanding, they were pumping oil from the Canadians down to the refineries on the Gulf Coast to refine into oil. I wish I could talk more. There's more in here. But anyways, I wanted to say that it's probably not going to happen in regards to the Keystone. Now, I want to get rid of that. Hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen so I can see what I'm doing here. So I can see your guys' chat a little bit better. Get rid of that Keystone. Get rid of that. Get rid of the gas. So it's very concerning to me that it's almost like, how do I want to say this? By him doing that, by him putting a stop to that, is part of this issue. Now, someone said if they were to ever go back to the Keystone, because there's a Keystone pipeline and there's a Keystone XL, right? If they were ever to go back, it would take over years and lots of funding from other people to get it back and running. And it seems like no one wants to do that with Corn Pop and his administration, because they feel that if they invested the money and time into it, that he might just revert and basically screw them all over, and everybody would lose out, including the workers, which are we the people. Yeah, VCR, exactly. Never too late. Sooner you start, the sooner things heal. Can't never did anything. Yeah, and I understand Voodoo, but what's up, Raka? Better late than never. But the investors, the main investors of this pipeline, are walking away from it because I guess with inflation the way it is, and to rebuy all the equipment and hire all the workers and put it all back together with inflation the way the economy is, will cost twice as much than it did back when they had it going. Basically, it was when the previous administration was in there, it was full tilt. They were getting it done, and then Corn Pop took power and basically obliterated it. And it's like a freight train, and putting it like a brick wall in front of it, and derailed the entire thing and just created this massive issue. So now we have $8 or $9 billion project that's just going to rust and fall apart. Yeah, I agree. I'm a survivor. What's up, Zombie Prepper? Good to see you as well. Daily Prepper. No one will trust government contracts. Exactly, brother. What's up, Farmer Son? So another thing that popped up on my radar this afternoon. Remember, folks, I've been telling you, I've been waiting for the Chinese to come in and do something, because China, everybody knows China is backing Putin. Xi Jinping or Putin are tight. Well, it came out today, and I don't know if you guys saw this, because I did not see this on the news. I found articles because I was alerted through a little app that I have, but I found an article, but I didn't see it in the news. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but China has now threatened the U.S. And you guys are like, what? China? Yes. Threatened the U.S. in the aspect saying if Corn Pop tries to do anything, there's going to be a really negative response. So it says right here, Beijing vows harsh response if U.S. slaps sanctions on China over Ukraine. In the process of settling relations with Russian Federation, the U.S. is not entitled to impose so-called sanctions against the Chinese companies and individuals, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Linjian noted. So they dropped this today. It says Beijing intends to retaliate with harsh measures if Washington imposes sanctions on China due to the discord between Russia and the U.S. over the Ukrainian crisis. The Chinese foreign minister stated. He says, if the process of setting relations with the Russian Federation, the U.S. is not entitled, they're telling us, the U.S. is not entitled to impose so-called sanctions against Chinese companies and individuals. The spokesman stressed at a briefing, otherwise China will provide a resolute and serious response. According to the diplomat, Washington's sanctions against Russia will not do anything to solve the Ukraine dilemma. On the contrary, the U.S. creates more headaches this way, he added. As Zhao Linjian noted, Washington's action not only caused economic damage to the sides, but also have a negative impact on the political settlement process. So China has basically, to me, from my perspective, made a threat. Yes, and Patrick Lee, I do agree. And Voodoo, you guys are all right, because people, and I've been trying to tell people this, and people don't get it. I've been saying the Chinese will never, ever have to fire a missile, a bullet, a round, or anything. All they have to do is turn that spigot and tighten their grip on what they import to the United States. And like Voodoo said, yeah, right, Peter? 80% of our medications come from China, as well as many, 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 many other things, right? Many, many other things. So if they tighten that grip and put sanctions on the U.S., it's going to hurt the American people. There's people that may die because they can't get their medications. So then I have people say, well, Gray, well, why don't we just, we'll get a processing plant here and we'll start making the medications ourselves. That takes time. And then you have to get the machinery and all the stuff. And most of that stuff, again, is made overseas. So you have to bring all that to United. It could be a year or so. It's not going to, it would never happen overnight. It's what we should be doing right now. 100% is what we should be doing right now. But we're not, simply put. So China has a stranglehold over the U.S. economy and over Corn Pop. I agree, Jelton. Yeah, I agree. Matter of fact, you guys probably saw that OPEC, basically the United Emirates, the Middle East pretty much, would not accept Corn Pop's phone calls because they don't care of what's going to transpire with the oil. They're happy because guess what? With the oil prices the way they are, they're making millions, if not billions of dollars off the backs of people like us, people around the world, everyone who's paying these prices, and people are going to pay them. There's my concern is that it's going to get so bad, people will not be able to afford food because they're going to have to make choices of paying their rent, paying their electric bill, putting fuel in the car. All the food costs are going to go up. So everything is being exacerbated to the point where everything is going to cost the American citizens 2, 3, 4, 5 times what it costs now. And that's what I mean. Will we see food lines in 2022? Will people be so financially incapacitated to the point where they're going to have to go to food banks and places like that? And then I had a lady tell me, she's like, well, it's not going to bother me. And I'm like, ma'am, I said, why wouldn't it bother you? She said, well, I get food stamps. And I said, okay, so you get EBT or SNAP as it's called. And I said, ma'am, I said, it still affects you. Just because you don't have cash or you're not paying with it some other form and you're using EBT, your EBT dollars, your SNAP benefits still will not go as far. So if you're getting $300 a month on EBT and you get $300 worth of food last month, this month you might only get $250 worth of food, even though you spent the $300. So once I started breaking it down, then she kind of got the grasp what I was trying to say. Right on, Robert. Yeah, right, Pony Girl. That you provide a good point. You do provide a good point. And here's the thing, and I've said this already once before in one of my other live streams. War only affects the people. The Ukrainian people, the Russian people. It's the citizens that get affected. The politicians are still up in their high horse. They're still living the life that they live. It doesn't affect them like it affects the working people. So when people put sanctions and do this and other countries and all these political figureheads fight each other and create these dilemmas, it affects us. It never affects them. And evidently some political figures just don't care. Right on, Peter. Thank you, Creative Redundancy. Right, Hig Homestead? Wouldn't that be something? And it might come to that point. It might come to that point where that it might be set up where you're going to be having to go to FEMA camp and picking up MREs or whatever food that they're slanging. Could be the Soylent Green, if you guys know what that is. I know most of you do. Or what is it called? Fake meat and all that stuff like that, right? Plant-based foods, because that's what they want to feed you. That's what they want to feed the American people. It's insane, folks. What's up, Minuteman? Zombie? Anyway, so a lot of you guys know that over the course of the last 6 months, we've been having issues with the fertilizer situation, right? America needs fertilizer for specifically crops like corn and wheat and other stuff like that. Well, there's been a shortage of fertilizer. Well, Putin sees that, and he sees that as an opportunity because the U.S. is putting sanctions on Putin. Putin says, well, what could I do to hurt other people beyond what he's doing in Ukraine, right? So let's bring this up. And I'm assuming some of you folks may know this, but so it says Russia is temporarily suspending fertilizer exports. So Russia is one of the big players. And I don't know if you guys know, but oil or petroleum comes into play into the fertilizer production as well. I know it's crazy, but there's petroleum products in almost everything that you would not believe in. I've went over these lists before. Anyways, it says Russia is to temporarily suspend fertilizer exports. Russia has decided to temporarily suspend the fertilizer exports. The Russian industry minister announced Thursday, which is today, after Putin said, we do not want to have such price rises on the Russian food market. The announcement comes a week after a statement from the Russian Trade Ministry said that ministry had to recommend Russian producers temporarily suspend shipments of Russian fertilizer until carriers resume rhythmic work and provide guarantees that the Russian fertilizer exports will be completed in full. In early February, Russia banned ammonium nitrate exports. However, Russia also accounts for 14% of global urea market and 20% of the potash market, which are both forms of fertilizer. So that's going to exacerbate that situation with the farmers. Like I said, the farmer said it's like a 1-2 punch for these folks. The farmers are getting hit left and right with the fuel cost, the labor shortages, and now to exacerbate their already high prices for fertilizer. So, and then Russia, impeding that, what's going to happen? Farmers are going to produce less because they can't afford it. They're going to charge more. And being that they're having labor issues, they're going to run smaller crops. It's like one domino knocks the next domino, knocks the next domino. It just seems like no matter how you look at it, things are going to get nasty and very bad for everyone. And it's we the people are going to be suffering unless you've been preparing for stuff like this. Then you got a leg in the game, folks. And that's why I love preaching emergency preparedness and being a prepper in general, because we have a leg in the game for food security. Yeah, I agree, South Florida. We have a leg in the game in the aspect of some of you folks may have a year's worth of supply. Some of you folks may be gardening. Some of you folks may have chickens, and so on and so forth, and the list goes on. Now, I think Duke gave me a link a while back for fertilizer that he uses in his garden. And Duke has a pretty nice garden. He's one of the viewers. I don't know if he's in here tonight. Peter Rouse, you're absolutely right. And we could get into that conversation too as well. Where was they at? Sorry, I get lost sometimes when I jump into chat real quick. Anyways, that being said, food is going to be a huge issue. I think I already said that. But anyways, for you folks that are preparing, that have a year's supply of food, 2 years, 3 years, how much food that you have, people that are looking outside the box for fertilizer. Let's say you have chickens. Let's say you have pigs. Let's say you have other alternate means. Let's say you compost. Because here's what Americans do. A lot of people don't finish all their food. They'll get banana peels, orange peels, coffee, coffee grounds, and all this stuff like that. And they just throw it in the trash and forget all about it. Eggshells, all kinds of, just particles of food. And what they should be doing is creating a compost file and creating, ways to fertilize their garden without incurring that cost of buying fertilizer at the store. Because, of course, being that the supply and demand issue is going to be there, because the demand is going to be high, and the farmers are going to need way more than some of us little garden farmers, if you want to call us that, but little gardeners. We might not be able to afford it. So if by composting and all these other things that you do to be more self-sufficient and independent for yourself and not depending on people like the government or depending on stores for your stuff, is going to be a game changer for you out there. Gelton, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Duke. Yeah. And so Duke, I ran into the same situation that you ran into. So what I did is I used my wife and myself, because they would limit you to 3 bags. So I ordered 3 bags, and then she ordered 3 bags last month or whenever you posted that. And then we just ordered 3 more bags and 3 more bags, because I'd rather have it stockpiled. I'd rather have fertilizer stockpiled just as a precaution to a backup, because if something happens to your compost pile, if a storm comes in, something bad happens, there's always a possibility of something bad happening. Always having the redundancies, always having plan A, B, C, and D, and E, and however you want to take that, how far you want to go. You want to go plan A through Z. That's awesome. But whatever that you can plan for as best as you can, it's good to have backups. Sorry, I was just looking at chat real quick. I reuse as much as possible. And that's what we need to get back to, is reusing stuff, reincorporating stuff into our daily lives. There's so much waste. Here in the United States, if you ever looked at how much food waste there is in the United States, it's crazy. It's very insane. And how much of that you could be composting. But most of you folks that probably watch this channel are probably getting into composting or learning composting and stuff like that. It's used for congrats. Yeah, right, D14. Oh, man, that's funny. Now, before I have one more article that I wanted, 2 articles. One that happened while I was sitting here getting the stream together for tonight. But I want to show you what people are saying in regards to the gas. Whoops. want to show you that screen real quick. And this is a local channel, I think, here. I think it's a Florida channel. Anyways, as you can see, it says gas prices soar, business weighs passing the cost to consumers. Well, what do they think is going to happen? You think they're going to absorb that cost and still provide the same services or, do the same thing for the same cost? No. So anyways, this guy goes into, in this article down here, it says, in Seminole County, Florida, Jonathan Snyder said he's been running his landscaping company, Snyder's Landscape, since high school. For the first time in 15 years, he's considering raising his prices to offset the rise in gas prices. I spoke to someone here local. Who runs a septic company, and they said they're going to have to raise their prices because their trucks take diesel and the cost of diesel is skyrocketing. And they used to be the cheapest in town, but now they're going to have to raise their prices. And they haven't done that since they started the business over 20 years. But now they're going to have no way to overcome that cost. So anyways, I wanted to show you that. And let's move on to this last one because this popped up. Someone asked me about this in an email, so I went to go look for it, and then I see it pop up. It says, breaking, United Nations Security Council to convene at Russia's request to discuss Ukraine biolabs. Because Russia basically stated that the biolabs there have the U.S. fingerprints all over it. Now, they could be making it up. It could be propaganda. But at the request of the Russians, the UN is going to convene, and the Russians are going to show what documents and what paperwork they're talking about and bring it to the United Nations. I'm really curious how this plays out, to be honest with you. Anyways, it says the United Nations Security Council will convene on Friday, which is tomorrow, at Russia's request. Diplomats said to discuss Moscow claims presented with evidence of U.S. biological activities in the Ukraine. The United States has dismissed Russian claims as laughable, warning Moscow may be preparing to use chemical or biological weapons. So we're trying to flip the script on them. The Security Council has primary responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security. Anyways, it goes into the whole thing, but basically the United Nations is going to convene and have this conversation with the Russians, and the Russians are supposed to bring proof to the table. I guess we shall see, right? Very curious how that plays out. You see, Hig Homestead said, sold my landscape business, closing tomorrow, retiring. New owner is going to have to raise prices. No longer my problem. Right on, Hig. Fact checks are just opinions. Right on, D14. Glad to see my EpiPen was made in Germany. That's awesome, Mitten. Well, and here's the funny thing is that since you brought that up, Mitten, is there's a lot of weird things happening with countries. I don't know if you guys saw that Pakistan and India had a little issue today. One is blaming the other for shooting a missile into its territory. So they're kind of going at it. And they've been going at it, but it's getting exacerbated. Of course, like I said, the Chinese threatened the U.S. today. The crisis in the Ukraine with the Russians. What else is going to transpire? What are we going to see in the coming days? Every time I turn around, there's something else. So the key, and as always, the key to everything is being prepared for anything you possibly can be prepared for. Yes, Peter Rouse. And that's what I'm curious to see. Oops, I just saw something from Elizabeth. Biscuits and gravy across the street were $6.95 this morning, or $6.95, and this morning went to $13. Yeah, right, Hig? Right? And Nature Girl, I agree. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff. Yes, Rena LaRue. Early in the stream, I showed the article where China threatened the U.S. If the U.S., because China's supporting Russia, and if the U.S. tries to put any type of sanctions on any Chinese company or anything associated with China, they said that we're going to suffer severe consequences. Pretty much in a roundabout, but it's about 20 minutes ago, I think I talked about it. Dragon, I'll start getting scared when Finland attacks Norway, right? And the thing is Germany's building up their military. I talked about that on the Sunday Shift Report. The Japanese are building up their military. Everybody's starting to build up their military. It's like everybody's leading into what might be coming out of this crisis. Will it turn into a world crisis? That's my question. And here's the weirdest thing. Right on, Joni. is a lot of my friends that are in the military are saying that they're seeing a lot of people not disappear, but a lot of people are getting deployed. I had a lady come in today. She says her husband's deployed. He's a sniper for the Army, and I can't say specifics, but he just got deployed. So they're telling us that we're only sending 3,000 to 5,000 troops here and there, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on with folks. A lot of troop movements. Are they just doing it precautionary measures, or did they know something they're not telling the public? Which is a shame because the public is usually the last to know. I forgot I had this poll, so I want to end this poll and see where we're at. I can get a hold of my pilot. Yeah, that would be great, Van City. And let me know what they say. Let me see. Anarchy Television says, I really think a lot of people will not really understand how bad it really is until it starts seeing robots going down the street. Possibly, Anarchy. Possibly. Anyway, so it says 66% of you like the diversity of my channel. 33% want strictly prepping. Out of 161 votes, we have 207 people in chat. I had no idea that we had that many people in chat. Man, thank you all for being here. Truly appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, please, well, you have to be a subscriber at this point to at least enjoy the show, right? So at 161 folks, man, that's a tough one. So at least, what is that? About 60, yeah. So a majority of you like the diversity, and the other ones want strictly prepping. Well, I'm gonna because I thought about doing what Rudy did, right? Right on D14. I got you. Well, I meant by diversity is that the diversity of what I put on the channel, the content. Be it news, be it current events, be it gear reviews, be it gardening, be it cooking, be it, canning, out in the woods, getting caught in the rain, just all the things that I do on the channel currently. Maybe I didn't word the poll right. Because I don't want to consume my channel with a lot of politics. I try to focus most of that on the Sunday Shift Report, and then the rest of the week kind of do fun stuff like having guests on the show that you can learn from and enjoy their channels, doing reviews of certain products, just having conversations with you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Doing gardening videos, doing the cooking videos, stuff like that. So that's what I kind of mean about diversity, is diversification of my channel and the content that's in the channel. I appreciate that, Van City. Wink says, honestly, I like what you do. I call being informed part of the preparedness. And Wink, that's exactly how I feel. And that's what I say, folks, when I do certain videos, and when it's political or current event, newsworthy kind of stuff, it's about information and being in the know. And that's one key thing, is we all need to know what's going on and being informed as best we can. That's part of being prepared. It's not about, I want to sit here and preach and repeat and regurgitate what's on the news, because some of the stuff doesn't make the news. Nancy, I sent him an email about 3 weeks ago. I haven't heard back from him yet. I pray that I do, because I would love to have him on the show. And I did a really person-to-person email to him. So hopefully he'll reach out to me. I don't know, Nancy. I would love to. Jelen says, this channel stands out because of the variety. Maybe that's what I should have used, the variety of the channel instead of diversity. And Anarchy Television, you're absolutely correct. There is so much more to prepping than just stacking food and water. And people should know that. There's a lot of it there's so many different facets to prepping. Information is huge. Minuteman69 says, I want to see a video of you making donuts. Minuteman, well, once we move into the new house and with that kitchen, maybe I'll make some donuts for you. Maybe I'll do well, you're not one of my members. I say I could do a member only, because I'm trying to get the room and the space to start doing some member videos. I really suck at that. And the members that have been sticking with me since they became, I have members that have been with me for almost a year now. And they're just doing it to support the channel. Every once in a while, I'll release a video to members or people in the Discord as an early release so they can check it out and I can get some feedback from them. But I need to do some things that are geared towards the members, a little bonus for them as well, because they've been sticking with me since day one. There's the tinfoil hat, right? And prepping is never ending. Yeah, Brian, it is. And people who think prepping is like some sort of hobby or something like that, they're out of their mind. It's a lifestyle, and it's a great lifestyle because it provides security for you and your family or whoever else that you have that you're prepping for. Allison Sherman, donut giveaway. You know, I've been wanting to do, we've been talking about this for probably 6 months, but I've been wanting to do a Florida meetup. And a lot of you folks, there's a lot of preppers down here in Florida that watch my channel, like South Florida and JT and some other folks. And I would love to kind of, you know, meet everybody and hang out. I mean, I've met Jeff on here and we had a good time at my shop. But I'd like to, I don't know if we want to, you know, meet up for, let's say, a meal or meet up for, you know, a campfire or whatever, you know, a day meetup and just hang out for a day and, you know, really get to talk to each other and get to know each other, you know, exchange information. You never know when it can come in handy. Everybody's on the free donuts thing. Van City, I hear you. I wish I could get up there, but I don't even know if I'm allowed in Canada because I'm not an outlaw, but I'm, you know, I'm not what they would consider a good person to have in their country, being that I didn't do this. I'm a conservative, so I don't know if they would allow me in their borders. Angels arrived, and that's the issue. Is a lot of people have to take that break. You know what I mean? Nature Girl says I'd love a meetup as well, and I would love to get a meetup together. Nishka, yeah, I'm Central Florida is maybe I'm probably about 45, 55 minutes away from Orlando, depending on the traffic, max an hour. Elizabeth, ziplining. You know, the zoo here has a zip line course. Would drive to Florida from Texas for it if gas wasn't so much, right? So maybe, who knows, if things get better. I want to hope that things do get better. You know, I want to have that, like, that positive outlook. But unfortunately, there's so much stuff going on, and I don't see anything ending anytime soon this year, unfortunately. And I know I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I just don't see any resolution anytime soon. Chocolate with sprinkles. Tia Marie, 4 hours from Orlando. See, and it can be tough. And like I said, that's why we've talked to it so much. That sucks, Mitten. Krispy Kreme. You guys are stuck on the donuts now. Texas, Allison, we could all meet up in Texas. I mean, that's a possibility, but I figured my small meetup would be here in Florida, you know, somewhere local or close to being local. You know what I mean? My homemade donuts bring all my kids to the kitchen. you guys are hilarious. Housewarming party at Gray's new home. Yeah, I can imagine how that would be. You know, but I've thought about that. Once I get the property developed, I'll be on YouTube for a full year, probably by the time we get the property done, outside of the house that we're going to be, that the investment house versus the property. And I've thought about stuff like that, Minuteman. Yeah, right, Rena? You guys are awesome. Meet up at Gray's. Oh, man. Nature Girls in VA. Patrick Lee, I'm in Central Florida. I like the wildlife. It's pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of these Central Floridians are really close to me. It would be less than an hour to get to me where I'm at. Like I said, I'm on the east coast of Florida, you know, an hour away from Orlando. So not too far from there, max. Now, if we can get Shadow Scout Swede to come all the way from Sweden, that would be awesome, right? Yeah, JRC, Texas is beautiful. I like the northern region of Texas, not so much the Houston area. Right on, Dragon Slayer. And you know it's weird about that? Pony Girl with the chocolate donut. 1.5 trillion, right? 1.5 trillion. Imagine if our government, because that's our tax dollars, folks. That's our tax dollars. That money's from the backs and sweat and tears of the people that keep this country running, which is the workers here in the U.S. Why don't they ever say, you know what? We want to treat the American people that work and break their back for us. Let's give them something. Let's take $1 trillion and give everybody a cut of that. Everybody who works, everybody who has to pay taxes. Let's give them part of that $1 trillion, right? Wouldn't that be nice? But we'll never see that. We'll never see that. Right on, Mitten. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, right, Allison. Sharon Ingold, you never know. That might be a possibility. Never might be a possibility. What's up, Mennonite Farmhouse? Good to see you. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Minuteman? Some people don't understand the GDP. And I'm almost up to an hour, so I don't want to get into it, but Gray's chicken tubes coming soon. Right on, Tara. Exactly, Dragon. Our tax money that our government just gives it to whoever they want. Just think about all the homeless vets. Think about the people that starve in this country. Just think about all the things that people suffer. And we're one of the freest countries in the world, and there's still so much suffering in our country. And if they would just reinvest that money into the people of this country versus giving it away to everybody else. Right on, Flyover. That's awesome. Shadows on a second cup. I'm at the bottom of my cup, brother. That's how I know at my live streams. My coffee usually lasts me an hour. That it is, Minuteman. Kaylin, and that could be rough for you as well. Living on my father lives on not disability. He lives on Social Security, and it's not much. It's not much. Kelly, yeah, for the first year of my life, I had to pay taxes this year. It was a shock to me, and it's all because of Corn Pop's legislation and what he did over the last year and changing the tax laws. And I don't even want to get into that. Freaky Geek, yes, I did not melt in the rain. If you guys haven't seen that video, it was pretty funny. I named it YouTuber Caught in the Rainstorm just to see if it would garner any attention in regards to the algorithm, but it didn't. Crystal, I have no idea. Yeah, Raka, exactly. That's ridiculous, Karen. It's God, the political, it's just horrible. Yeah, and Social Security is tough. Literally, my father, he has enough to pay his bills, get a little bit of food, and that's about it. Luckily, his house was paid off. He used his 401k when he retired. Yes, D14, exactly. Taxes was supposed to be a temporary thing for war, and look where we're at now. But right on, Pony. Yeah, right, Sharon. I pondered that as well. Farmers starve, we all starve. Agreed, Mennonite. Farmers, there's only 30,000 small farms in this country left. 30,000 in this entire country. 30,000 farms, and that's it, folks. 30,000 farms. Yeah, Kelly, and you're exactly right. What I wanted to say something else before we wrap up the stream. And I do apologize that we went off and started talking about donuts and stuff like that. But it's Thursday, folks, and it's a late night show. We covered a lot of material. Hopefully, you guys, hopefully, I always hope that when I cover certain stuff, maybe you have seen it, maybe you haven't seen it, but maybe you learned something on the live streams outside of Gray making donuts. I might be living in my motorhome full time soon. And Patrick, if I didn't have a daughter, we'd probably be doing the same thing, honestly. Exactly, Brian. That's a scary thought, right? South Florida, people ask me all the time, why don't you move from where you're at, Gray? Well, I do like the political environment that I'm in here. Florida is pretty great to live in. And we're at, I have my father here. So I and my jobs and whatnot. So I can't just up and leave Florida. I do plan on, once I get this property developed and get everything situated here in the next year or two, as long as everything stays the way it is, or not, I don't want it to stay the way it is, but if things don't exacerbate and get, extremely SHTF, I'd like to buy a secondary property, either in North Georgia, North Carolina, West Virginia, somewhere along that corridor. Yeah, van life, right on. I appreciate that, Joyce. And that's what I hope. That's what I hope. No fear, fam. Right on, Nature Girl. But other than that, yes, I truly appreciate if you smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Lots of food here in Florida. Yeah, funny you say that, Jeff. I've been doing research on Florida. Florida is very close to Texas and what we produce here in this state, like cattle. I never knew. I think Florida might be the third largest cattle. I don't know if it's say cattle producers, or I don't know if that makes sense, but they're third ranking in the nation on cattle. And I was like, wow, that's pretty intriguing. Okie Khan, yeah. Back to the donuts. Everybody's still on the donuts. Right on, South Florida. That's how I feel. South Florida, you're pretty much a neighbor. Thank you, Barbara. But folks, as you guys know, pretty much Thursday nights are my Friday on YouTube. I take Saturdays and Sunday off due to my job. I work a lot on the weekends for my business, and I don't have the time to do videos. But I always like to end. I always want to end on a note where if you get bored and you need more of Grey, I have a ton of playlists down there, and if you really want to see some funny Grey videos, go check out some of my early content, like my Gator videos and some of the weird videos that I did. That's like I look like I like I'm in a weird background. I've done some weird stuff, but that's YouTube. You know what I mean? You start somewhere and then you slowly evolve into what you are today. Right on, Jan. I'm getting ready to wrap it up, Jan. What was I going to tell you guys? So I don't know if you guys noticed my thumbnail in this video. I did the thing, with the name on the side, because it seems like all the big YouTubers in the prepping community use that little banner on the side of their thing, like City Prepping and the Urban Prepper, Canadian Prepper, and the list goes on. So I decided to play around with that and see if I can make one of those little side banners for a thumbnail. Maybe it'll draw more attention. I don't know. I'll play with it and see what happens. But who knows? Daily Prepper, you're getting more snow. We got a ton of rain today. A ton of rain. Thank you, Rock. I appreciate that. Oh, I love apple cider donuts, Kelly. I appreciate that, Barbara. I truly appreciate that. It does help out the channel. The more time people spend on a channel, let's say you have a favorite content creator. Some people like to go back over some of the videos and take notes, or just watch it just for fun. YouTube notices that. YouTube will notice that you're hanging out in a specific channel and watching a bunch of different content. So it says, why is everybody watching this content on this channel? And it'll help promote the channel. It helps push the channel through to the algorithm per se. I appreciate that, Miniman. Other than that, so I will see everyone again on Sunday, on the Sunday shift report, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, sometimes 6:15, depending how busy I get, because my wife, Lady Grey, she's off on Sunday. So sometimes we'll do things in the morning, and it takes me a little bit more time to get everything going. So sometimes I'll run a little late, but usually if you check my community tab or if you're my Discord, I'll let folks know about that. Mary Beth, 50 Shades of Grey. Right on. Oh, man. Yeah, and we're going to get down to, I think, Saturday, we're getting down to the low 40s or mid 40s. I'm going to enjoy that. The plants are doing fine. I'll probably be doing a garden video here soon. I did a lot of work on the garden Wednesday. So I'll be doing a garden video to drop for you guys here soon. I'm going to be showing you the seeds that I'm growing. I'm going to go in a little bit into detail about the grow bags, some of my ways that I mix soil and stuff like that, and what you learn from me is everything that I've been learning over the last year, tips and tricks that I've learned from other YouTube content creators, you, the viewers, and all that stuff like that. So if you're new to gardening, it's nice to watch me do stuff or watch my videos, because I'm new as well. I've only been doing it for a year, and we can learn together. So I think that's cool. I think that's very cool. I'm just looking at something, and that's what I'm looking for. All right, folks. I need to probably get some rest and go say hi to the family and whatnot before they go to bed. Right on, South Florida. I just right now I have so many folks, South Florida, but well, I have a list, believe it or not, and it's saved, and you're on that list. If that makes you feel any better, brother. I do have you on that list. There's 5 people I have on that list. They're like, what is it called? It's called substitutes that can come in and take a place. You know what I mean? And I'm probably going to have to restructure. There's a couple mods that I don't really see anymore. So I'm probably going to remove those, and I'll add some new mods. So I still got you on the list, brother. But anyways, folks, let me go ahead and wrap this up, because I'm going to keep on rambling. Grey, will you be testing out some of your equipment on the channel? Pony Girl, do you mean like equipment on the land, or equipment on the YouTubes, or like what kind of equipment are you talking about before I wrap it up? What's that, Moonface? I want a money tree. Yeah, I would love to have a money tree. My father used to always tell me, go in the backyard, son, and there's a money tree. He said, go pick the money there, and then you can go buy stuff. Love it. I like being on the naughty list. Seedlings up nice, almost ready to be transplanted. Yeah, a lot of my seedlings, the purple hall peas are popped up. Some tomato plants have popped up. And I got to get them transplanted this week. Oh, the land. Yes, Pony Girl, I will be taking you guys. As I'm developing the land, I will be showing you when I'm putting up a fence. It might be some boring stuff. Some people want to see it, some people don't. People get to choose that. But putting up the fence, getting the well drilled, clearing the land. I'm going to be doing a lot of videoing of all that stuff like that to show you guys the process of taking this raw land and making it into a homestead, you know, up to even building of the house, building of the barns, the new animals, the building animal pens, all that stuff, the new garden, all that stuff will come into play. Now it's still a ways out, but usually I'm gonna start incorporating some of that stuff as I do it. Yeah, right, Jeff. All right. You guys have a great evening. I truly appreciate every single one of you guys being here. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys mean the world to me. The entire Grey family. You guys are phenomenal folks. And thank you for always your support, watching my stuff, hitting the thumbs up, playing the playlist, you know, binge watching the show, everything, dropping comments. You guys are just phenomenal people. Truly appreciate all the support that I get from you guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here, honestly. And mods, you guys know you guys rock. You guys are like the best mods on YouTube. And people say that all the time, mods. You guys should take that. You guys are some of the best mods on YouTube, man. You guys do a hell of a job. Thank you so much. Other than that, folks, I want to say, wish you a good night. Stay safe out there. Keep on prepping. God bless. This is GreyMan, and I'm out. See you guys on the rebound.